This is a place.
This is the place?
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place. Thanks for listening to This is a Place podcast. My name is Nate.
And I'm Brandon.
And happy, smart, and sexy day.
It's my day.
It's all about you. I only got one of the two. Which one is it?
Ooh, are you asking me to opine? Are you asking me to give my take on that?
Is that like when your wife asks if this looks good or does this make you look fat? You just don't answer, or you automatically say no, right? What they say in Friends, it's a reflex. You say no about the whole fat thing. There's quite a few days I couldn't pick which one to do, so I need to run over the ones my highlights. I just thought that was funny. Number one, fill our staplers day. So we got to put more staples in your stapler.
Okay. You
Yeah,
use a
and
stapler
if you steal
often?
my if you steal my stapler, I will hurt you.
I'll
Um,
burn this place to the ground.
National Earmuff Day.
Okay.
Have you ever worn earmuffs in your life?
I have
Okay,
BYU
fair
Cougar
enough.
earmuffs.
There you go. Denver Bronco ones. Okay,
No, I
fair
have
enough.
BYU Cougar ones.
Yeah, Denver Bronco ones as
No,
well.
no. I only have BYU ones.
Okay, fair enough. BYU. We have National Good Samaritan Day. That's a good one. We have National No Smoking Day. So I will not smoke for the whole day.
I've been celebrating that for 31 years straight.
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. What else was on there? And the one that's probably we should have done is it's MS Awareness Week.
Mm.
So I have a few friends that are diagnosed with MS and family members. So that was a tough one out of the diseases out there. Was that a disease or illness? What would you
Yeah,
call
it's
it?
an
Is that the same
autoimmune
thing?
disease.
Autoimmune disease, which is a tangent, but why is alcoholism a disease? Because that is a disease you can get yelled at for having alcoholism.
You can get yelled at for having.
Yeah, like, dang it, Brandon, you have MS. Doesn't sound the same as, dang it, Brandon, you're an alcoholic. Stop it,
You can't have an
right?
intervention, and you cannot have an intervention for
Haven't
someone with MS.
for right.
Your muscles just
Yeah,
need to
yeah, the
work.
MS is
Like, just
yeah,
make them work. Yeah. I'd say alcoholism as a disease because it depends on your family history a little bit.
true. That's what I was gonna say. Maybe it's because of your genetics. Because if you and I both started drinking tomorrow, one of us could become an alcoholic and one of us may not because of our genes
So it's something that's out of your control, maybe. Like obviously
ish.
it is within your control because if you don't drink in the first place, but it's out of your control if you lose control.
But the bottom line is there's a lot of things to be aware of today and a lot of things you can celebrate today. And if you feel like like I said, none of them float your boat, smart and sexy day, just go with it. Just run with it. You be
Sexy and
you.
smart and sexy and I know it. You know that song?
I want to know, what is National Campfire USA Birthday Week?
What?
That's what I didn't understand. It says Campfire USA Birthday Week. It was
Hmm.
interesting it's throwing stuff for the week, not just the day. Oh, here was the one I missed. International Every Girl Wednesday. Wins, not Wednesday, but wins. They don't lose, they win.
But it is a Wednesday. That's
But it is
very
a Wednesday
deceptive,
and they Wednesday. But isn't that every day?
especially going back to what you said in asking if this outfit makes me look fat.
Exactly.
Because we do not win in that question.
What is the date, by the way?
What
What
is
is
the date?
today? What is today?
The
So this
13th,
episode's being released the 13th.
March
Fair
13th.
enough.
Why do you
Just
ask?
a few days away from our St. Patrick's Day.
Yes. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. We don't have a St. Patrick's Day episode this year because we've run out of St. Patrick's Day things in Utah. I
Yeah,
mean,
not a
we
whole
could come
lot.
up with something, but we just don't
They
have
do have a
anything.
parade, right?
Yeah, we need to do a parade episode. Maybe we should go to the parade this year and then report on it next year and tell people to go to it, whether it was good or not, or warn
Let's
people
skip
not to go.
church. Let's skip church and go to the parade. It's for the
You
podcast.
had me at skip church.
Skip church. Yeah, done. What are we skipping church?
I don't even need to know why. You just said the phrase skip church and I was sold.
And you have to do it because Nate said to do it. Well, just so you know, my listeners know, my listeners, our listeners, maybe my listeners, because I don't think your listeners would care about this. Since it's my wife. When I say my listeners, I mean my wife. But we just celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary, 20 years. So
Congratulations.
speaking of alcohol, speaking of
I have been an
alcoholism, our
alcoholic for 20 years, and that does not
I haven't
coincide
been, but
with since I got
maybe
married.
no, I have to wait until next year when our marriage turns 21 and it's legal to drink.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
That's
get
where I
it.
was going with it. So, yeah, 20 years, crazy. I
If you
mean,
had a honeymoon baby, it would be old enough to drink next
oh,
year.
next year, exactly. We kind of chatted about that as well. Like, wow, where I was. I mean, it seems interesting to me that my life from like well, zero, I should say, 0 to 20 seemed so long. Like it felt forever. Like it was a long period of time. But from my marriage to 20, like feels like a few years. That goes by so fast. When you get older, it just goes by way too fast.
You're just too busy, too many things that
Too busy,
occupy
too
your
many things to
time,
do.
and that's what
That's why it
happens.
stinks that we, as a society, we work till like we're what, 65? Is that kind of the average retirement age?
I think so. 65, 67.
So I feel like you work your whole life and you're all busy. And then when it's time to kind of take a chill pill and relax, you can't enjoy stuff like you could when you're younger. So, because you're just older, body's run down, tired.
That's why we're doing the
Should go the other way.
podcast so that we can free ourselves from the rigors, retire early. We're
Yep,
almost there.
yep.
We're almost there.
Someday we'll get the what's his name's? What's the number one podcast dude?
Joe,
Joe.
Joe
We'll get Joe
Rogan.
Regan. Rogan. We'll get his contract or contract similar to his, and then we can retire. Well, not retire, just do this once, twice a week, talk to people.
We can record while we're in Cabo or wherever retired people go.
Yeah, 100%.
Record from a
Living the
mountaintop
dream.
or a volcano or wherever, wherever we want, because we'll
On
have that
our
freedom.
private airplane. So that's where we are. That's where we are in life.
That is quite a milestone. Congrats on making it to 20.
20. Still trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up. That's what's crazy. Two things for March. Do you want the deals? I'm calling March not March Madness. I'm calling it March Fatness because I'm
March
getting really fat
fatness.
this month. Yeah, I'm getting really fat this month for two reasons. I guess I should have brought it up in prior episodes because now we're almost halfway through the month. But if you have the Wendy's app, do you? Wendy's?
I do.
Then you can get I'm not you can get $1 Dave single or a $2 double Dave single or double Dave double. What do they call it? Dave's double. Sorry. For $2. And I think you can use it like multiple times, but I'm not 100% certain. And then if you live close to Taylorsville, if you go to the Taylorsville Chick-fil-A on Mondays and Wednesdays from 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday throughout March, Actually, back the train up through the end of April, almost through April 24th. Every Monday and Wednesday, if you go in there and you make a purchase, they will give you the free breakfast item that they have for that day. So you said today's the 13th.
It is.
So if you would have gone today, you would have got a free spicy chicken biscuit
Hmm.
if you buy something. So what I do, the hack here is I think the cheapest thing on the menu you can buy is like their hash browns, which are just circular tater tots.
Right.
And it's like less than $2. So for $2, you get hash browns and your chicken sandwich.
It's not a bad deal.
Yeah, and then for lunch, you go get your Dave's single or Dave's double,
You've had
and
two
life's pretty
meals
good.
for under $10.
Oh, way under $10. Like
Like
$5.
$5.
Less than $5. The dinner, you're on your own. I'm not going to say on the podcast, but because I'm afraid that this code will go away. If you message me privately, I will tell you the code. There's a pizza code out there that's working. If you
Is it
want that
the
code,
the one?
what? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's back,
It's back.
working. So I feel like if too many people know about it, they'll take it away again.
So it's safe to say your New Year's
Was
resolutions regards to
we'll
weight
start
loss that
in
started
June.
in
June. We'll do the half year anniversary.
they started in February, but now we're in March and we just simply can't continue on
Can't. I
because
mean,
there's you can't
it's so
can't
hard,
ignore the
man. And like
deals.
it's like I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a dealaholic, and
It's a disease.
it's
You were
so hard.
predisposed.
It's so hard to not. It's interesting. My life is interesting in that aspect. I just can't. I can't stay away from a deal. And I've often wondered. I've had this conversation with my wife that I've been married to for 20 years. We've often talked about like, what if I won the Powerball and I had $300 million? Where it's like it'd be so hard to even to spend that money in the rest of your lifetime, right?
Mm,
How
I
would I
think it would be
feel?
hard. I I
Well,
could
we'd
I
have to
could do
throw
it
like 200
easily.
million at all of our adventures,
At
but then those would be
least.
making so much money, then we become a billionaire. You need to watch Brewster's Millions. Have you watched that one yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you need to watch that one. I mean, it was made back in the 80s, and I think he has uh how much he can inherit like $350 million from his uncle that he didn't know about if he can spend, I want to say 30 million in 30 days. And it just shows like how hard it was for him. And he can't have any assets at the end. So he just had to like the whole idea was going back to smoking is that his uncle said in the video that his dad caught him smoking or something, and he made him smoke so many cigarettes that he couldn't even stand the sight of cigarette smoke because it would make him sick. So he wanted to make him sick of money. Anyways, so watch that movie. That's a good movie to watch. Has John Candy in it as well as Richard Pryor is the main character. What were we talking about? I just saw a squirrel in my backyard, or
Yeah,
actually the neighbor's yard. So I just got distracted.
that's what we do here.
But that's
90%
how.
tangent, 10% content.
What were we talking about? Seriously.
Like our topic for the episode.
No, right now. I was going down a path for you.
You
I
just
was
wanted
going
to
down a,
share the deals. You're like, it's fat March.
oh yes, the $1 billion. If I had
Oh,
$1 billion, because
okay.
we're gonna be
So we're back
billionaires
to
with all of our adventures. We'll start the Powerball. We'll get like 300 million, and then
we
we
will
build all our
step
theme
in
parks and
and we will make it so all these sports teams that they're talking
yeah,
about would
and
happen.
all of our investments and
Easy.
all of our ideas are just gonna flourish, and then we're gonna be billionaires. So my whole point of that is if I had so much money that it was just like I couldn't spend it if I wanted to, how would I fill that void of wanting the deal sinking that I need to find a deal? Because
Hmm.
that's like cutting off an alcoholic, right? Just taking it this cold turkey.
You could
Like,
make a business that fabricates deals for you so you can find the deals. So you'll make a store and
make
it'll
a
just be like a
store.
normal store, but every once in a while they'll hide those little nuggets within the store, like a deal somewhere, and you'll compare it to another store and be like, "Oh my gosh, look at this deal." They'll be like, "Oh, he found the deal today, guys." We accomplished our job. And this will be the people's whole job. Like nobody else is shopping at the store. It's just you. Well, I guess other people could go, but their whole purpose and the reason you pay them, because the store is not making any money, but the reason you pay them is to simply fulfill your dill need.
Fair enough.
But you,
Yeah, I don't.
you, sir, have to do the work and find that deal. They're not going to give out you
Right,
any ads. It's like you walk in the store that morning, they say, Nate, we have a deal for you out there today. You need to go find it.
right.
Like a little kid in the candy store.
So I love deal hunting for myself because it helps. It, you know, it saves you money, right? But I also love finding deals for other people, helping people find a deal. So maybe I would switch that focus and rather than just give them some of my money, I just go find them deals
You
and
need to
maybe
get a
buy them the
Twitter
deals.
because there's a lot of Twitter
Yeah,
accounts that give you some good deal notifications. One called
really.
Deal Vibes. You got to subscribe to Deal Vibes. That's where it's at, apparently. That's a joke for Matt.
I really think you, Matt, and myself should do some sort of YouTube channel where we do stupid challenges or basically this too, like go visit places. I don't know. Maybe it's just because when all three of us are together, especially Matt's in the mix,
It's really funny.
it's funny. I don't know why. It's just he just makes something happens that makes me laugh so hard that I can't I can't handle it. And maybe it's only funny to me, but that's all that matters at the end of the day is if I have a good laugh. And
Agreed.
sometimes when something's not funny and other people are laughing, it makes it funny.
Mm-hmm.
Which reminds me, one more story, and then we can move on to our topic for the day. And now that we're 40 minutes in.
Well, I probably will cut all that out. So
Okay.
find the thread.
All right.
So just say what
The
you just forget it. Say what you were gonna say
the
because
other day,
I can
the
cut
other
everything
day,
out.
it's been a few weeks, but this company, I can't remember where, in England or something, in London. Have you heard about this, the Willy Wonka
Oh
experience?
yes, the
Yeah,
AI
so yeah,
generated
this well, he did like AI generated like marketing, right? So it made it look like it was going to be this insanely awesome adventure.
super immersive.
Did you see the pictures from it or the
I
videos?
did. Yeah.
So funny. So I usually like in the mornings when I'm getting ready for pickleball, I'm watching Channel 2 News, and I forget her name. So Ron Bird, I think he's the male anchor,
I'm
and I
Ron
forget
Bird.
his. Really, in my opinion, I was telling my wife the other night, I'm like, oh, like I love Ron Bird because he seems like a guy you want to hang out with, and he actually seems like a version of Ron Burgundy,
Oh
but
yeah.
not like so over the
Not so
top.
dumb. Yeah.
Not so dumb, but he's just like just kind of a chill guy, you know? But his co-anchor was reading the story of Willy Wonka, and they're showing pictures, and he like loses it. Like he never does. Like he makes jokes all the time, but he never like and he'll chuckle, but like he was laughing so hard when they were showing the videos of the Willy Wonka experience. And then the very next story after that is about this purple heart, and he's like still laughing. And he's like, sorry, sorry. Anyways, but the whole point of that story is like I saw like the I've seen the story before and I thought it was funny, but the fact that he was laughing so hard made me think it was funnier than it really was.
Yeah.
That makes sense to you at all.
No, I totally get it.
It's
That's
contagious.
why
Laughing's contagious.
that's why we need to start a YouTube channel with
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
our
saying.
buddy Matt. We reference him a lot. He's an honorary third member of the podcast, even though he failed his internship. He got fired. But we need to start some challenges, something funny. Because the three of us get together. Like, don't get me wrong, I love vibing with you, Nate. We have a good time. We have a good camaraderie, good energy. But it's just extra funny with the three of us.
There's something about Matt. Matt's just like his whole demeanor is just cracks me up. And then some things like he says and does stuff that you just don't, wouldn't expect from him, and it makes me laugh. And then when you throw you two together, like you're like Lloyd and Harry, you just
What? Which one am I?
I don't know. It's just funny. Like when
And
you
you're
guys like
the
Vic. when you guys argue
You're
with
the
each
mob
other, it
mafia
cracks me up.
guy.
Mafia guy. Yeah, I could be that guy, or in the new movie, it's what's his name,
I haven't seen
the
the new one.
you haven't seen? Oh my goodness.
I need to watch it.
Just I'm just along for the ride. But yeah, it's funny when you guys some of your conversations are hilarious. The way you guys bicker with each other. Like two you're like grumpy old man. That's what you guys are. You ever seen those movies? Yeah. But you're like movie two when they've already been friends. The
Mm,
first movie is about them being enemies and then they become friends. And the second movie, they're friends now, but they still
okay.
bicker at each other. So yeah, you're like, yeah, you guys are gonna have, I mean, I'll be there like 10 years before you, so I might be like in the assisted living and you guys are just in the senior living
You'll
section.
be you'll be in memory care.
Yeah, I'll be a memory care. But you guys are gonna be like neighbors and just like arguing with each other at the snack time in the
At bingo.
cafeteria at bingo. There you go.
But
Well,
you'll
they
be
probably won't do
along.
bingo. Like your generation, their generation is going to change where they're going to have like Mario Kart night or something like that.
Oh
Like bingo's,
yeah.
don't
It's
you
gonna
think?
be it's gonna be lit.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just so
Office re
different nowadays.
office
Like,
reruns instead of Perry Mason.
yeah. Seriously, that's just what it's going to be. Like watching like clips on like when anyways on YouTube and stuff, and you see the dad's the one like playing the video games. Like you didn't see like stuff like that for me growing up,
Yeah.
but it's just our generation. So yeah, they're definitely they're I guarantee it. Senior communities will have video games, and maybe they'll have like the arcade, what do they call it, two up or whatever. They'll have like a room full of arcade games for seniors, and
Mm,
mark my
you're,
words, that's going to happen.
you're probably right. I follow this Instagram page. He always posts these different. It's like the same. He posts the same type of joke, just with different songs. But he'll show somebody in their deathbed or whatever, and he's like, "Play that song for me. I liked when I was young." And then I'll turn on some kind of like screamo song, and he's just like, mm.
Yeah, that too, right?
"Yeah,
That's what's gonna happen. No, I mean, we can go down a road like that, but my dad listened to 94.1 oldies station, and it was like Dion, Elvis, Beach Boys, that type of stuff, right? But they
that's your
still play
music."
like songs from my youth. They still play those songs on the regular stations, and they are on 94.1 as well.
Mm,
It just shows like the anyways, everything from like late 80s and up seems to be kind of timeless, so to speak, that you can play it on almost any station and not make it feel like it's oldies. There's like new wave 80s that you can tell that's old school, but it's funny because my son will be like, "Oh, you know this group?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is like this came out when I was your age." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like he's like,
right.
"It's funny."
And you usually listen to those kinds of things on the radio in the car, right?
Yeah.
Which brings us to our topic for the day. Now
Oh,
that
oh,
we've
no, no,
talked
no, no,
for
no,
an
no, 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 no,
hour,
no, 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 no. One more story, Brandon.
okay,
This
one
will,
more.
this will segue into our conversation.
One more unrelated story.
So many of you may or may not know that I have a 69 Mustang.
Mm,
It has been in this shop.
since I've known you at least.
Did you ever see it in my driveway?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah. So I had a Mustang in my driveway, 69 Mustang for, oh my goodness, man. So I literally stopped drinking soda around that time. And I've been not drinking soda for like 8 years.
You've been
So
soda
that's when I
sober
bought it. So
for
that's when I
eight
bought it. And
years.
it sat in my driveway. And it's probably it's more my fault than anything. It sat in my driveway for a year because this guy was coming to pick it up. My neighbor gave me a reference to this guy. He showed me like he did a make-a-wish for a kid and
I'm
showed me
sorry.
this.
I thought
That's
you were
what
saying
and
you were the
maybe
Make-A-Wish. You
I'm
did this
thinking I might have to
Make-A-Wish
turn it.
and
Well,
told
I'll
me
tell
he's
you
gonna
why.
take my
I need
car.
to make it. If I say, yeah, I need to make myself a make-a-wish somehow to get it done. So this guy, I saw this remodel, or what do you call it? Not remodel. What do they call it when they rehaul it,
A restoration.
restoration of the '69 Mustang they did for Make-A-Wish, and it was this black. It's the same Mustang I had,
Hmm.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I want it. I want it done. So I reached out to the guy. He came over and like looked at it and said, okay, we can do this and that and blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right, man, let's do it. And he's like, okay, I'll come pick it up. Took a year, almost a year for him to come pick it up.
That should have been your first sign.
That should have been the first sign. He's had it ever since. So we're looking like 7 years that he's had this Mustang, quote unquote, working on it. But the reason I bring it up, because I text him and I forget all the time that I have a Mustang. I just forget because it's it's not top. Anyways, because I only had it for that short period of time, only drove it a few times. Drove it a few times before he took it because it needs a lot of body work and actually everything. It needs to be overhauled. He finally called me the other day. I think once a year he calls me to give me an update and makes it sound like we're gonna have it done here
Soon.
shortly. So yesterday's when he called, his conversation was that we needed to pick or if I still wanted to go with black and stuff like that. So I'm just like, does it really even matter? Because you're not like at this point, I'm like, you could just paint it pink. I don't care. Just get
Just
it
get it
done.
done.
Just get it done. It's been frustrating. So the hope is that he actually reached out to me. So maybe he's serious this time. Maybe I'm falling for his whatever again,
We'll still
but
be
it will be
talking about
cool.
this
So
when you're in memory
here's my
care.
but Nate, you never had a Mustang. Uh, but he doesn't like the color black.
Hmm.
Probably because it's something he sees all the time. Because everybody wants, right? So he's trying to talk me out of doing black. But I'm like, dude, the Mustang, it's the same kind of Mustang that Adonis Creed has in Creed, the Creed movies.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, it would look so sweet if it were black and looked just like that. So I said, well, an alternative color could be royal blue, like BYU, make it like a BYU
Hmm.
Mustang would be cool. And he's like, well, that would be cool. Have to be the right color blue. And I'm like, yeah. So we'll see. But he's gonna quote unquote send me some pictures of some ideas to do for the Mustang this week. And it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna have to, I don't know. So if anybody out there knows like Uncle Tony, that type of person who can go make stuff happen, send him my way. But the reason I bring up the Mustang is because the other day I went to lunch at this place called The Garage, and they have really cool cars.
You
And
know,
maybe someday I'm gonna go in there and I'll see my Mustang in there.
maybe, probably
Like that's
not.
where it went. Probably not.
You know what's funny? You went there the other day. I also went there the other day.
Whoa.
Wait, when did you
Wait.
go? Were we there the
The
same
other
day?
day. The other day. You went the other day.
Okay. I was there a Monday. When were you there?
I think it was a Tuesday. I think
Whoa.
you were there on a Monday night,
Day
right?
apart.
Yeah. So we just both happened to go to the garage within hours of each other, if you
Within
think about
24
it.
hours of each other. Just not
Yeah.
together. Well,
Possibly
obviously.
within even 12 hours of each other. Who knows
Possibly.
how late you were there? No, because you would be there at midnight. I went there for lunch.
The Garage Grill is recognized as one of the top car themed restaurants in America, not just Utah. With its roots in motorsports going back to owner Steve Pruitt's ownership in the infancy of the Long Beach Grand Prix in the 70s. His desire to race began with the Jim Russell Series at Riverside International Raceway. While racing, Steve assisted the series in the development of the Formula Russell cars that became the cars used in the Star Massa series. He continued developing his driving skills in Ferrari Corsa Pilota program in Italy, qualifying to compete in the Ferrari Challenge series as well as SCCA and NASA events. Moving into professional competition, Steve created Corsa Motorsports, racing with Ferrari in the Rolex Grand Am Series and the America Le Mans Series. When the opportunity to develop the world's first Le Mans P1 hybrid, he transformed his Corsa team to develop cutting edge battery technology, placing his Corsa team in competition with some of the world's best racing manufacturer teams: Audi, Porsche, Aston Martin, Peugeot, and Honda, with teams run by Penske, Andretti, and Patron Racing. The number 48 Corsa LMP1 car was the first electric powered car to finish on the podium in a major international race, while gaining awards for its battery technology from the EPA and the Department of Energy. Garage Grill regularly exhibits some of the Corsa cars and other race and sports cars, including Formula One, IndyCar, NASCAR, and the Salt Flats, together with those from Lamborghini, Ferrari, McLaren, Lotus, BMW, Ford, Corvette, and Celine, together with Steve's collection of racing and motorsports memorabilia. That, my friends, is the Garage Grill.
In is it Harriman?
They've got a location in Harriman and in Draper.
Draper. And I believe Draper obviously was first, right?
Yeah, but I haven't been to the Draper one, but I've heard
Me neither.
that the Harriman one is the biggest and the coolest. Most
Good.
cars.
That's how it came to be. My buddy wanted to go to lunch, and he was just talking about the Draper garage. He's like, "Have you been there before?" I'm like, "No." And I said they have one out in Harriman. So that's how it came to be. So I've driven by the one in Draper a few times, but I've never
I
been
have
in.
two. Mm-hmm.
And the one out in Harriman is pretty cool. And the one out in Harriman, it kind of right now it kind of sticks out just because it's like the
It's
only thing like right
huge.
there.
When I
Well, I mean
saw
that
it,
whole area.
I was like, that's it? That's a huge restaurant.
Yeah,
Just because it's
it is
so
a big
big to house all
restaurant,
those cars.
right? And there's like, I mean, a couple years from now, it won't stick out because there'll be a bunch of development around it, but it's like almost like in this field all by itself. But you get to eat your meal, whether it be lunch or dinner, underneath a car,
Actual real cars.
a real car, like an expensive real
Nice
car.
cars.
It'd be hilarious if it was like a Nissan Sentra and
A Geo.
a Geo. Oh, that'd be classic car now. Like a Geo Prism. Or
Okay, a
like a
smart car.
Camry, a Caravan, the minivans on top of the.
You've
But
got
yeah,
the
some
Uncle
really
Rico
expensive
van.
cars.
Yeah,
And I'm
really nice.
assuming they're all functioning cars, right?
Yeah,
Or do
the
you think
way
they're
reading that, it speaks to me. Maybe they rotate them out and use them still. I'd
that's
be
what I was
curious to know
wondering.
if they do that.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I would be excited to watch the process of them removing how they do it, get the
Yeah,
cars up there and down and how that all works. I'm sure it's quite an ordeal to rotate those cars out.
yeah. Gotta get out of the way that it was a very cool place, very unique, and it goes into things we like, themed restaurants. At least that I
Things
remember.
restaurants, it just happens to be like cars aren't something I really know much about. I know they go vroom vroom. That's about it.
If you're my son, they go air air.
Air air. Yeah, I don't know. Like if
I'm
you
in the
start
same
talking
boat.
cars to me, I
My
don't that
dad,
cars. What's
my
that?
dad
Your
knows
dad does?
cars. He really knows
Okay.
cars, and he's done restorations himself. He's had cars that he bought to restore and helped restore cars. He does upholstery, so that's his niche. But he knows cars
Oh,
and
cool.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know
I mean, I
nothing about cars.
yeah. I mean, I'm the basic guy. Maybe I could change the oil. I could uh, rotate tires and stuff like that. The basic basics. I did take automotive in high school,
Hmm.
and that's a long story too. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, cars aren't something that really brings me joy. So I've never really spent a ton of money on having nice cars. I had a nice Galant once, and I'm like, oh, this is dumb to spend this much money on a nice car when it doesn't do anything for me. But you know, some people out there, that's something that brings them joy. So it brings you joy, go ahead, buy your cars. And
Yeah.
maybe once I have my Mustang back, if I ever get it back, maybe I'll change my mind and really kind of get into cars. But um, that wasn't something I was actually trying to do, buy a Mustang. It was more to help somebody out. So
Mm.
here I am. owning a Mustang and never thought I would. Like I enjoy them. I just don't, yeah, I'm not a guy that's going to go spend 100 grand on a car.
Right. So what do you think? What do you think of the restaurant?
Well, yeah, that's what we need to talk about. I mean, you get the car factor. If you're into
She's
cars,
great.
you'll love that.
Unique,
But they
awesome.
also have food. They have bathrooms and they have food.
Bathrooms and food. Everything you could want in a restaurant.
And there,
Bathrooms,
I didn't even
food.
go. I should have gone to the bath. Did you go to the bathroom? I didn't go to the
No, I
bathroom.
didn't.
I wonder what's in there besides the toilet, but I wonder,
You see, they have a
it's got to be,
toilet, a
is
sink.
it decorated? Is it decorated with car stuff? Is it like roadie, like a mechanic's shop, or
Watch, pretty soon, part two of the Garage Grill when we explore the elusive
bathroom,
when we explore the elusive restroom.
restrooms,
It'd
powder
probably
rooms?
be called rest stop instead of restroom if you want to go with the whole theme.
Right. So one thing that like the garage kind of reminded me a small version of like the Cheesecake Factory, just for the fact that
Hmm.
they seem to have a little bit of everything. They even have sushi on the
I did not
menu.
see sushi. No, I did
Yeah.
not. Not that I would have
Yeah,
had
they
it.
have, right. But I think the thing they're most known for is like their hamburgers.
Hmm. A grill.
So that's
That's
what
a
I got.
grill type
Yeah.
food.
Yeah. So I did my what do I always do when I go to a new restaurant, Brandon? What do I do? I always
You,
ask the waiter or waitress, like, what's the
what
thing
do
to
you
get here?
recommend?
Like, yeah, not recommend. I don't want what they want. I want to know what people
Oh yeah,
want.
what's the most popular thing?
Popular thing here that people buy. So I can't remember the name of the one I got, but I
Did you get
got
the
it.
same thing as me?
What did you get?
Yours was a burger.
Yeah. Did you get a burger?
No, I got the almost everybody in my group got the fish and chips, which was funny to me
Really?
because a lot of people in the group were from outside of Utah, and fish and chips is not something we're known for. Something you'd want
Right.
to like. We're a landlocked state, and I
We
just
do
thought it
have
was
the
funny.
Great
Like
Salt
I'm
Lake, though.
not disparaging those people. I just if I was when I go somewhere, I like to try something unique to that area. And fish
Placer
and chips
area.
is
Right.
not a Utah thing. But what I got is called the it's a grilled cheese. I think it's the Formula One grilled cheese. So it's house smoked brisket, pepper jack cheddar, Swiss provolone tomato on Texas toast, and comes with fries and fry sauce, of course. So I really
Oh,
liked
that
it.
was the one thing my friend told me I had to do was not get regular fries, but get was it sweet potato fries or
Oh,
something?
I got the normal fries.
So
I think they've got
there's
normal, sweet, and then like the garlic fries. So which one did you get? Which burger?
I'm trying to find their list of burgers.
It's a long list. So
There's
you got
just
the
so
chop shop,
much.
the hot
See,
lap,
there you go. Sushi. They had sushi. I thought that was so interesting,
Mustang, Lasarth Black and Blue, Laguna
which is
Seca.
cool. Because I will say this, if you do go here and you got people who are kind of picky, there seems to be a little bit of everything that somebody can find something that will float their boat. Okay, let's see here. The
The winner's
Mustang.
circle. Oh, of
It
course, you
was
got
the
the
Mustang.
Mustang. What else would
Yeah, I
you
think
get?
that's the one he. Yeah, funny.
You got a
Speaking of
Mustang.
Mustangs, speaking of, yeah,
I do appreciate their attention to detail in that they try to name everything with the theme. You know, always appreciate that.
right. And then the other guy, there was me, anyways, three of us there. And my buddy always gets like the brisket sandwich or something. That's what he loves. So he got
When
that.
I
And
got the
I asked, what's
grilled
that?
cheese,
Is that what it is? Brisket, grilled cheese?
it's a grilled cheese brisket sandwich. Yeah.
Okay. So he got the brisket sandwich, whatever one that is. And then I asked the waiter and he said the Mustang's their most popular thing there. And I'm like, okay, so give me the Mustang. And then the other guy asked, and he's a smaller dude for the winner's circle, but
Oh
it's
boy.
two patties. So it came, I mean, the hamburgers are big to begin with. So he basically had to like take a patty off and eat it separate because it was just like so much meat. Because he wanted his thing was he just asked if there was a hamburger with avocado on it. That's what he wanted. He's like, yeah. I don't think he realized he was getting the big boy.
I don't remember which one of my friends from work. I don't think it was the winner's circle. It might have been, but whatever burger he got, it was stacked high, so much so that it was had onion rings on it, and he couldn't even eat it because the onion rings were stacked so high,
I
and
think that's the
everything
one.
was like
Winner
inside the
circle.
onion rings. That's probably it. And so
Well,
he
maybe
also
not.
had to remove things from it to be able to eat the burger.
Yeah, it says it has
Too big.
two wood-fired patties, bacon, marmalade, Bonneville bourbon, barbecue sauce, fried onion string. So maybe it wasn't that, but it was it was big. Like same thing. He had to like take it apart just to eat it. But how did you like the food?
I thought it was all right. To be honest, it wasn't something that was like, oh, this is amazing. It wasn't my favorite food
Right.
I've ever had, right? But
Right.
I thought it was pretty good. I think for me, it was mostly the environment, the
Yeah. 100%. So if it was just like some little burger stand in the or grill in the strip mall, I don't think I'd go out of my way to go there. But like you said, it's like the experience. It kind of reminded me a little bit of what was the name of the Purgatory? Was that what it's called?
burgertory.
So it's kind of like it, which is good. I mean, they're both good hamburgers, but like I said, if they didn't have like a theme to it, it's not like I would search them out.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to go there and like I wouldn't get an order to go, I guess is what I'm going
Yeah.
for.
Because it's not
There's another
cheap.
place I'd
It's pricey.
no,
And
no place
so
is cheap no more, Brandon.
no nowhere's cheap. So yeah. Yeah, like I'd go again because I think it's a cool environment, but it's not like number one on my list. Like I have to hurry back there because I think that's the trick with a place like this that kind of follows that more Cheesecake Factory formula. Get it? Formula One.
Right.
um, you run the risk of not being specialized enough that your things are really, really good because the chefs have to be able to whip up anything any given night that someone orders. And that could be from 100 different things on the menu. So if you go to like if you go to a really fancy restaurant, if you think of one, I went to one in New Orleans when I was there that is run by Aaron Sanchez. He's the one of the master chef guys with Gordon Ramsay. His restaurant, there was like maybe 10 things on the menu. So you have a smaller menu and it's a little more specialized. And I think that's a good thing. But something, if it's all right with you, Nate, one of our loyal listeners recommended we go back to something we did a long time ago. And since we let our first class listeners do just about anything they want, we're going to go back to doing a segment. When we reviewed places, we would read the 1-star reviews because they're hilarious. So I thought, what a great opportunity to go back and do that for this episode. I went there for my daughter's birthday. Worst experience in my life. We got I mean, raw hamburger. I had to yell it because it was in all caps.
Oh.
5 other plates that were cold. My daughter didn't want to say anything, but I had to. The manager took off one hamburger off the bill. Wow. Oh, he did give my daughter a piece of cake. And it's not a PIECE of cake, it's a piece of cake. Like, peace out.
Peace out.
But that cake didn't make up for all the food that was wasted. Both my daughters and granddaughter and her husband, we all agreed. Never going back. $20 burger that was not even close to being worth it. The fish and chips and nachos was the only thing that was okay. This place, even the water was nasty. Nasty food, water, lousy service, dog food served here sucks.
Mm.
Highly don't recommend this place. My husband and I My husband and I sat upstairs on New Year's Eve, and the bartender had his music blasting. My husband ordered an alcoholic drink, and I ordered a mocktail from their mocktail drink list. I am 6 months pregnant, and the waiter served me an alcoholic drink, yet I was not even carded or anything. Only my husband was. The manager just kept saying, "Oh, you'll be fine." And we understand that, but it's the fact that I was served that I would not go back here again. This person says this place is a joke. The food is Carnival's food. Did you see any?
Nope. Hold on. Time out. Time out. Fill her up. Funnel cake fries. Funnel cake fries topped with bourbon cream, powdered sugar, berries, chocolate sauce, and mint. You missed out on that one, Brandon.
Okay, so they do have Carnival food. I'm mistaken. This person was right. This this place is a joke, and the food is Carnival food. So yes. So the fries tasted like they were 3 days old and reheated in the microwave, soggy. My wife's pulled pork sandwich was soaked in barbecue sauce. I'm not kidding. It's the kind of sandwich they bring out and it's already soaked and falling apart. The restaurant banks off the cool cars and alcohol and figure they don't need actually good food. Do yourself a favor and skip this place. I want to find this review where someone does puns, just does a bunch of car puns,
Oh,
talking about it
was it a
negatively.
one-star review or just a
This is
review?
one pit stop you should not make. Something like
Uh,
that. I almost want to go do a 1-star review just so I can say those things and make up
oh,
for.
I thought you were saying you found one, but you're saying you want
No,
someone
no,
to
no.
do one.
That's what I want to find.
Yeah, I would not fuel up here. This is one stop. I will not. You'll be racing to the bathroom after you eat there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
On their menu at the very bottom, it says $150 fee for any balloon released in the main dining room. Is that a problem?
I
Did they have
guess.
did they give you balloons there? Did I miss the balloons? You're talking about a carnival and then they have funnel cakes and then I read the balloon thing. So I'm like, did we miss something?
Food was horrible. Server came by after first bite and saw that we obviously didn't like it and just said sorry. I feel like he should have offered something else or see if the manager would comp something. We asked for the check and he asked if we wanted boxes. Obviously, we don't like it. Why would we want to box it up? We wouldn't come again. Wouldn't recommend anyone else to try this place.
Seems like a person too, if they didn't offer boxes, they would still be offended. So screwed either way.
Yeah. They made up their mind. They did not like that place.
Mm-mm.
I won't go back. Way overpriced. I was excited to try the food, but it was so bland and way overpriced. The burger didn't even have flavor, either did the appetizer. It took so long for the food and appetizer to come out, and there was less than 3 tables in the restaurant, altogether with the overpriced food that had no flavor. Like you don't know what season is. I would recommend it and definitely I wouldn't recommend it and definitely when it go back. I just love the bad reviews that have no grammatical cohesion
Yeah,
or
you can tell the person
logic.
who's writing it. You know who
I
the
wouldn't
person's
recommend
writing.
it and definitely when it go back.
We need to go back.
Okay, here's one. Why in the hell is this place doing sushi? I think the owner is likely a sociopath. That's it. That's the review.
That's it.
1 star.
Okay. All because they do sushi?
Yeah, they must have really not liked the sushi. Why would you order it? You should know what to expect when going to a grill that has cars and you order sushi. I think you set yourself up on that one.
Right.
Dried sandwich, dried sandwich, stinky and disgusting taste water. They blame the city, not enough money to buy a simple water filter. Really? A lot of people talking about the water here. Did you have water? Is it really
I,
that
I
bad?
think I did.
Was it bad?
I don't I don't know. I mean, I lived in a third world country for 2 years, so
All water is
the
much
water,
better.
if it's clear, it's good for me. You know what they need to do?
What's that?
They need to hire the previous owner of Scone Cutter to rebuke all their
Yes.
bad reviews.
Nobody will beat that man.
That was still my favorite.
Anyway, we don't read the reviews to highlight the negatives of the restaurant. I'm curious about the water, but it's more just funny.
I've had a few, everyone's had bad experiences at restaurants, whether it be a restaurant you go to a lot, a chain restaurant, or anything, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever felt inclined to write a one-star review on a place, but I mean, I think a few times I've written like corporate or something going, hey, like this was pretty nutty.
Would I recommend this place? I think it's worth a shot. I mean,
It's fun to go check out. Like I said, I'm not chomping at the bit to go back out there.
mhm.
My buddy really loves it. That made me go there. So people do like it. They do have a little fan base, a little following, I guess you could say. But like you said, it's a little bit more on the pricey side for what I would want to spend for lunch and or dinner. Well, back it up. I don't think the price equals the quality. Does that make
Mm,
sense?
yeah.
Like if it was like a maybe knock your socks off, then I'd be like, yeah, it's a great place to go. But there's other places I'd rather go to than spend that money.
You know what I think it is? They have really expensive overhead because
No
usually
pun
you're sitting
intended.
under a
No
really
pun
expensive
intended.
car.
Literally and
Completely
figuratively, they
intended.
have.
Pun
Okay.
completely intended.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge place, lots of expensive cars. That has to factor into the
I
cost.
yeah, I wouldn't race over there to go, but if you're driving by, stop in,
I
make a
don't
pit
think it's
stop.
gonna cause a caution flag if you go there.
They're not going to drive people away, will they? Just don't drop your balloons when you go
Just
in
don't
there, I
drop your
guess.
balloons. The reason why is it's probably so hard to get the balloons down.
Oh,
It's
100%, right?
huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Tall ceilings, tall ceilings. But
I
yeah,
will
if you have never been there, head on over, check it out. Let us
give you
know
the
what you
checkered
think.
flag, wave you in,
Yeah.
give it a shot. Don't take those
What they really should
one
do
star
is have like
reviews.
Mario Kart, like on a tablet that you can play there.
Oh, just
Or
Forza,
what's the
Gran
is it Need for
Turismo,
Speed? What's the Gran Turismo? That's the one.
any of them. Forza, Gran Turismo, Need for Speed. Just just let you play while you wait for your food.
That easy, guys. $1 million idea right there.
That's the formula. Thanks for listening to This Is a Place podcast.
And this was a place we just talked about. Vroom vroom.